So, you got engaged over the holidays. Now what? Watch this video to find out. For a reason, because there are a lot of things that happen during the holidays that are just magical and special and stuff you'll never forget. So one of the things that happened for me about 4 years ago now during the holiday season was my engagement. So I've gotten so many requests for this video, so I'm going to start this journey. Okay, so we talked about tips 1 and 2. Let's go on to 3. 3 is a little bit more fun than 2. So I'm gonna give y'all a little break from my planner mode. So 3 is create your groom squad, bridal squad, your whole team. Now, the reason that this is number 3 is because I recommend setting your budget before you ask your friends. Let me tell you why. When we were talking about cohesive, remember I said you don't want a ballroom, wedding, but then, your decor and your dresses and all of that doesn't match. So I say that to say, and I know this is going to be hard. Y'all might need to pause the video and get a drink. I'll wait. Okay. Did you get your drink? I know you want to have that cousin, have that line sister, have that girl that went to college with you, have that, oh, I just love her so much, she's so sweet. Look, I'm gonna say this loud and clear. Although bridesmaids are an emotional decision, they are just as much a financial decision. If you know that your friend, when you go out for drinks, never reaches for the check, she ain't the one. If you know that your friend ain't got 2 nickels to rub together, but you love her, she ain't the one, sis. Because what I can tell you is that it will make your day so much more stressful to have someone that is not committed to your vision, in addition to all the other stress that you have going on. It's just not gonna work. Also, number 2, you have to make sure that you have a bridal squad that is supportive. So that means that if she don't like your boo, she ain't in your wedding. I don't even know why she's your friend. But, beyond that, you can't have people in your circle on your special day that are gonna cause stress, division, anger, chaos, stress, frustration. It's just not a good idea. And I know you're making the hard decision to start, but it's better than going through a whole year, 6 months, even a day of planning, if that's how long you choose to plan your wedding, and you elope. I don't know. It is not worth it. So how can you navigate this? I really would recommend, before you do the cute little bridesmaids proposal, that you think long and hard about who is really there for you, who has been there for you. And if you're that person that has a twinge of people pleaser in you, and we're all working on it, I'm being delivered as well, okay? But if you have a twinge of people pleasing in you, this is how you can work in that person that you really wanted to be in your wedding, but they just were not the right financial decision. They might have been emotional, but they weren't the right financial decision for you in your wedding. You can let them be something special. For example, and this is like more of a millennial perspective, you can have the chief tweeter and officer, or the chief social media manager for your wedding day, okay? She could be in the suite with you, making your posts, making sure you get, unlock your phone, let her do her thing on your wedding day so you can have your memories that you want to post. You could do that. She just manages your phone the whole day. And I'm not saying she's your personal assistant. I'm saying that this is something that's important to you, so you're allowing her to do that. 2, you could have someone be I won't say I guess I could say this, your ambiance, person. So that means that, okay, you're not necessarily walking down the aisle, but for maybe like my bachelorette or my bridal shower, I really want you to help me plan, and I'm gonna give you a cute corsage on the wedding day, and you get to wear a special color of your choosing, your own dress that you pick that you could pay for, because remember I said financial, or you buy them like a cute little corsage, Also, people forget about the role of hostess in a wedding. It is still a part of the bridal party. They don't necessarily have to wear the same thing as the bridal party, etc., but they're a big part of it as well. So I would say that that's another role that people forget about that is still a big part of your wedding. And honestly, you could have 20 hostesses, okay? Like if you got a big wedding, because basically what the hostess does is help people find their seats, helping make sure people put the gift, cards in the right place, that they grab their party favorites. It's a role, but she ain't got to walk down the aisle and be all up in the financial dress buying, hair getting done, nails getting done, makeup getting done process. And people forget all of that is involved. Part 2, which one day I'm going to release a resource for this because I have it and people love it and I always send it to people, but I'm going to start charging. Okay. So this is called the Bridesmaids Guide. So I'm not saying send it before you ask people to be in your wedding, but I would say do like an abbreviated version or a summary of this. So basically, if you know there's this $100 dress that you love, go ahead and tell them that. If you know that there's a makeup artist that you love and she charges $75 per face, about average for a makeup artist in the ATL, okay, that's just me, $75 per face. For each of your bridesmaids. Now for you, the bride, it'll be a little bit more like 100 and up. That's just my average. I'm just telling y'all what I've seen. So that is for a good, professional, has their own studio, salon, mobile, don't have to worry about, cousin boo-boo not showing up with the right amount of foundations for your girls, all of that. Usually we'll give you a bridal trial so you can try your makeup before, the actual day, just for the bride specifically. And I also recommend doing that bridal trial for your bridal shower day. So just keep that in mind. So if you set that up and pick your makeup artist before that, which you should have, you can make it where that look doesn't go to waste. You can get some cute little pictures, all of that. So going back to what I was saying, that hostess role is important. There's still stuff for them to do, whether it's your phone, whether it's, whatever that looks like for you. You can find something else for this person that's so special to you to do. Additionally, and this is me trying to boss up my own people pleasing, you could just say, look, I love you, but I'm keeping, my circle small. One, you could just do family, so then no friends are hurt, like literally only family and cousins, something like that. Or you could just say, look, I'm keeping my bridal party small. Or you could have no bridal party at all. Or you could just have 2 people stand up there with you, maybe a sister and your future spouse's brother or cousin or something like that. It could be any of those options. Don't feel obligated to have this big bridal party for the day. You can still have the bridal squad team, make t-shirts, do all that, go out for your bridal shower and bachelorettes, but you don't have to have them stand up there with you for the big day. And, I know it's a hurtful thing to go through that process because there are people that just feel like they have to be involved. And granted, there are some people that have been there for you, but it is just difficult when you're actually going through a wedding process that might already be financially stressful, and then you're still having to deal with 10,000 calls from your friend or whoever is in your bridal party telling you, oh, well, I can't get the dress this week, I can get it next week. Or, oh, I don't want to do this or that. Go with people that are going to support you. And at the end of the day, there's still, people that you love. So also know that things may change no matter how much you plan and how much you pick the right person. You're going to kind of have to go with the flow. So I would even set up, I'm not going to say it like this, but I would even set up a bridesmaid emergency fund, just knowing that somebody might have something going on. You try and set something aside, like, okay, in case there's an emergency or something that happens with this, I'll have that money too. So these are just some tips. I know you shouldn't feel like you have to do that. And, I hope that you don't. A lot of people have really super supportive bridesmaids teams, but in my experience with weddings, no matter how much love and support is there are just still sometimes challenges. So it's not to scare you. It could still be a great experience because you can choose not to let it stress you out. You can just say, you know what? Okay, I'm going to let it go. Because at the end of the day, it's my day. And at the end of the day, if they ain't in some pictures and it's just you and your boo, it'll be all right. So yeah, I can go into a whole separate talk about bridesmaids management if you guys want, in a separate video, but that is one of my tips for you. Same thing for groomsmen. The groomsmen sometimes are just there for the party. And what they do have to realize is sometimes there are some tasks that they have to do to help the groom, like just being there for him, planning, the bachelor party, all of that. Those are things that they should be doing. And also those are things that they should be willing to help pay for. So just make sure, because sometimes people, especially when you're a millennial and you're new to this and you haven't been in any weddings, I hadn't been in a wedding as an adult when I got married. So, you know, although I knew what to expect because I'm a planner, I know probably myself and some of my friends, and, you know, they didn't know, you know, my family, they didn't know what to expect with the wedding. Like, they were like, oh, you got to do this and that and this and that, you know, all of that. So make sure you're communicating what your needs are. And before you do that cute bridesmaid's proposal, make sure you let them know, this is what I'm budgeting you're going to probably have to spend. Remember I said, and you don't have to have a $100 dress, but I'm just starting at the base here, or base-ish, okay? You can go to like a cute little ASOS, you know, all those places that have like the wedding guest section, they have like cute little dresses. So you could do that too. So I'm all about saving, okay? So, but $100 for a dress, bare minimum, okay? Because sometimes they're 200, even 300 I've seen if you go custom and all of that. So start with that. Then say makeup, 75 to 100 as well. Then your nails. If your feet are out during the wedding, then go ahead and round that up to, you know, 60 if they just getting it polished. But if they getting gel and solar and all dip, okay, they know how much their nails cost, okay? So then, and then also, you know, our night out, going out, maybe they can average $75 to $100. And that's a lot, but, you know, if they're paying for a couple drinks, or if they have to order some appetizers at the restaurant you go to book, you know, your large party reservation, anticipate that. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you tell them, like, hey girl, I'm really crunching these numbers, you know, for what it's going to look like to be, you know, to plan the wedding. But then I'm thinking about the bridal party, like, ooh, it's so stressful, you know, kind of drop them numbers and see how they react. Are they blinking real hard? Are they looking at you like, really? You know, because if they do, then that might be a sign that they are not the one. Okay. And also, it should be like picking your spouse. And ladies, you don't pick your spouse, you know. I'm different. But you should not have not peace about it. If you have not peace about it, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Okay. So keep that in mind when you are choosing your bridal party for the guys and the gals. Okay. And don't forget, one of these people is also making your toast. So if they are not a good public speaker, you know, might not want to pick them for best man or, you know, maid of honor, matron of honor, etc. And also you could pick somebody different to do your toast in your bridal party. It doesn't have to be them, but just make sure you also communicate that up front in case somebody's feelings, you don't want them to get hurt. Like, oh, this person's been there since the beginning, so I'm going to have so-and-so do it. That way everybody's clear in the beginning. But anywho, once again, separate video, and we'll get back to bridal party management, you know, another day. But hopefully that was helpful to kind of give you guys a tip on that. 2-4, location. So this kind of goes hand in hand with budget, but like I said, I wanted to lighten up the atmosphere for you guys, because I know budget is, you were sweating bullets through that, and then now you're probably sweating bullets thinking about your bridal party, just because you didn't think it required all of that. You was like, oh, I'm just gonna pick my friends. Don't do that. We just talked about it. If you didn't see it, skip back to where that was. So location. So consider where you want to get married in the sense of not only geographical location. So say that your future spouse's family is from Louisiana. I'm just making something up. Louisiana, but your family is based in Texas, okay? You have to either, one, decide, you know, whose side of the family is going to be closer to the venue. Also, do you want to travel to plan, or are you going to pick a planner in the local area where you're going to get married? Things like that. Also, or do you want to pick where you and your, you know, future spouse live? Things like that. Also, location in the sense of like your venue location. Are you picking something with a, you know, outdoor space, but, you know, you want to get married in December? You know, like it might be cold. So you kind of have to think about those things in order to plan for your wedding as well. And also when setting your date and picking your date. Now, some people, and this is a kind of a second caveat, but this goes into location. Some people set their date based on the significance, and that's absolutely fine. Some people set their date based on time. Like, you know, somebody has to go, they have a job, they have something they have to do. You only got 6 months to plan. We want to be married before we move. That's another option. Other people plan on, this is my dream venue, whatever date they have available that's open, I'm picking it. So keep that in mind as well. That way you can ensure that when you're asking, you know, people to be in your bridal party. They know what date the wedding is, things like that. So, and also you want to be not flexible, but if you know that this is your dream venue, then you might have to be a little flexible on the date. So location is really, really important. And really with location, it should be fun. Like it should be fun going to look at places. And now the not so fun part is, you know, if you go to a place and they don't have the date that you're looking for, then that can be a little bit, you know, of a downer. But also just know that you can change the date that you were thinking of getting married unless it just doesn't work for you and your future spouse's schedule. Also with work sometimes, like it is easier to plan around, and I don't say plan your day based on your work schedule, but if you know that December is a slow time for you at work and that'll be the best time for you to have all of these things, family coming in town, all of that, that's important too. So with location, there's a lot of different things that play a factor, but you have to know which one is most important to you. Is it the date? Is it the, you know, or is it just whatever date this location has available? Because also if people have to travel now, it's 2020 at the time of making this video. So travel might not be, you know, in your front window as far as your options of what you're planning to do for your wedding. But that also makes a difference. Like if you are going to have a small intimate wedding, you have to make sure, are there places around us that people can stay at this location? Because you might not be able to have people stay at your home because, you know, we don't want to spread things and things like that. So, I don't know. Location is really important. And sometimes you want to put that up there with budget, you know, location and budget kind of go hand in hand as well. Because you want to make sure that you are picking a place that's matching your vision. You can't have Chick-fil-A taste on a McDonald's budget, okay? So you can't want, you know, a $1 and, you know, the same, it's not the same. The service is not necessarily the same. It's different, still good in its own right, still meets a need, which is your hunger, but it's not the same. So just keep that in mind as you go through this process. But I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. I hope that you learned something about 5 things you can expect after your holiday engagement. And other than that, you guys stay tuned for any of my other videos related to marriage and weddings and all of that. I'm happy to do more content on this if you guys like it. And I know that it could be stressful and you just kind of need someone to lean on. So I could be that person for you. Definitely put some questions down below in the comments to let me know. So let me know in the comments below if there are some specific topics that you would like me to cover in another video that I can do for you guys. So other than that, hope you guys are having a happy holiday season. Enjoy your engagement if you are recently engaged, and feel free to reach out to me on our social media. A couple different ones I have for you. I'll put them all here. So if it's more event-based, reach out to my events page. But if it's more just marriage in general and you want some tips, I'm happy to do that too. But I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys some more for Vlogmas. Hopefully you enjoyed this sit down talk, first of our Vlogmas series where we're sitting down. Enjoy the rest of your day.